Hello everyone, welcome to StraightA. Dawson here, back in our video here today, and we are we are continuing on our fantasy football season. Feeling good, bad, all in between. Let's see how this fantasy season's going in my 8 leagues. Kind of rhymed every time. Let's just ignore this whole intro. Hopefully you guys do enjoy. Leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and comment any suggestions for future videos below. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. So as per usual, we'll take a look at how I did last week, as well as some moves or things I'm going to be doing, because right now we're kind of approaching the trade deadline. So I did make some I made one move at least, and I'm considering some other moves. So we'll kind of see and look at the waivers, look at all that kind of stuff. Probably not this video. If I have a little bit of time, I will. But we're just going to go over the core of the matchups here. First of all, took a slight, in doggy style as a half PPR milestone league. I took my 6th W. I'm 6-0 in this league. I feel very damn good about it. I am dominating. The second closest person's 4-2. In my division, it's 3-3. So I feel pretty damn good. Pretty close week though. In all fairness, Lamar Jackson, Breece Hall on his side actually had a very good week. Jane Daniels kept me in it. Alvin Kamara did fine. Derrick Henry is a beast. Chris Godwin's a beast. No surprise there. Then you got Brandon Ayuk continuing not to be reliable at the very least. Dalton Kincaid would put up a decent amount of points. Antonio Gibson as a workhorse didn't work out. Cortland Sutton did work out. Jake Elliott was fine. Bills defense fine. On his end, besides the top 2 over there, Austin Eckler, Jameson Williams, Jaden Reed, all did fine enough for him. Joe Mixon really kept him in the game, and even the Chargers defense was really kind of scaring me at some point. So luckily, he dropped a 0 bomb with Dallas Goedert. Otherwise, he could have probably had me. He had a lot of good upside players. So did I, but I was on the lower ending scoring of this week, it felt like. So I definitely came out with a good dub. Lucio has one of the better offenses or better teams in the league. I like his depth quite a bit. I did make a trade. I traded Alexander Mattison for DeAndre Hopkins, and I'm still iffy about the trade. It was an even trade in the sense that I feel like both of us are fine with it, but I don't feel great because I traded the running back, which was, I think probably better value than I probably gave credit for. I think Zamir White's going to come and take that role. That's why I want to get rid of him now. But in all fairness, I could either gotten some value better than DeAndre Hopkins, or I could have held on to him for better value later on. So it's kind of hit or miss. I don't think it's that bad of a trade if I did do it. Did it go downgrading? But take that as you will. Now that I have good receivers or good depth, I think Chris Godwin, Brandon Ayuk are my main 2. But now I got Hopkins, Sutton, and McConkey kind of help me fill out that gap there. Looking at this week, I did receive before the Thursday night game a ton of different trades for Alvin Kamara. HC Medical Center, the person I'm playing this week, sent me Terry McLaurin for Alvin Kamara. It was actually kind of tempting, but I feel like Alvin Kamara was worth more than that. I got sent Deontay Johnson and Wan'Dale Robinson. And really, when it came down to it, that trade, and then there was one more for Michael Pittman and another kind of receiver. It was a lot. Michael Pittman was the main one, though, I think, from that. I can't really remember the other trade. But all of them essentially said, hey, we're going to add to your receiver depth. And don't get me wrong, I could use some receiver depth. I'm not, swimming in good receivers, especially after seeing Sutton put up a 0 bomb. But I also feel like I don't need to trade Alvin Kamara away because I have Alvin Kamara, Derrick Henry, and Kyren Williams as my main 3 running backs. Sure, I have Devin Singletary. Sure, I have Antonio Gibson. But I don't feel even great about that depth. Sure, it just so happens the 3 top running backs I have are basically top 8 running backs. 100%. I understand I have good depth there. But I just feel like I didn't need receivers. I feel like receivers are easier to replace at that level. Unless I'm getting, an A.J. Brown and Amon-Ra, that type of top 12, top 16 potential. I don't feel good about it. And even having Chris Godwin makes me feel good. Brandon Ayuk, I feel like is going to eventually do well again. So, and I'm in a position where I don't need to make those kind of changes. I'm at 6-0. I don't really do it. Maybe it's a good trade. We'll see. Deontay Johnson and Wan'Dale Robinson trade was the one I was considering the most. Because Wan'Dale Robinson I like and Deontay Johnson I like. But at the end of the day, I don't think Deontay Johnson's the receiver I needed, and Wan'Dale is just going to be sitting on my bench, and I end up dropping DeAndre Hopkins, so that trade would mean nothing. So I'd rather keep Alvin Kamara for now. Alvin Kamara, though, talking about him, did not do very well against the Broncos. Very weird Saints play this week. So I'm not too scared about it. I kind of expected him not to do well, but I figured he probably would do well than Devin Singletary or somebody else who might be there. So Antonio Gibson and Devin Singletary, depending on whether Gibson's the only. If Gibson's the only running back this week in the New England, I'll start Gibson. If he's not, I'll be debating between Devin Singletary and Antonio Gibson. Otherwise, my starting lineup will be as is on screen. Kendre Miller, I picked him up, of course, and Blake Corum also picked him up as my good old handcuffs behind my running backs. Because at this point, I'm just solidifying my roster being healthy. That's all I need. I have the number 1 waiver spot, so I'm a very, very good spot. So I can take an L this week and not feel bad about it. But I still don't think I will. I don't think Ramondre will play. If he does, he'll really split with Antonio Gibson. Kyler against the Chargers could do well. Alexander Madison, I don't think will start this week. I think he'll be splitting at the very least. Zay Flowers, Debo, George Kittle, all 3 of those guys are scary. I'm not going to lie to you. Kareem Hunt, not less scary because the San Francisco defense is actually pretty good. Terry McLaurin, it feels weird because now I have Jaden Daniels, so it's like I don't think Terry McLaurin's going to eat this much this week, but at the same time, it's the Carolina defense. Terry McLaurin is the main weapon there. Jaden Daniels is my quarterback, so it kind of sucks even more. But at least it kind of takes out one of his weapons at least a little bit, so take that as you will. Young Goku and Bengals defense. Bengals defense is really risky. Consider Cleveland's offense. It could be not bad with Nick Chubb coming back. So I feel very good about this still. I still feel very, very good, but his receivers could kill me this week. I'm not going to lie to you. But I feel very good Bills defense against Tennessee and stuff like that. Moving on to the next league, we're going to go and I'll be clicking through a couple things here. We got King of the Cup. So I'm 3-3 in this league. By the way, I'm number 1 overall in the Doggy Style League. This, I am 6 overall. I wrote down some different things. I may not do that every week, but I'm 6 overall in this league at 3-3. Feel pretty good. 4 teams make the playoffs in this league, so I'm starting to look ahead. So we'll see. I got 78 points to 72. He had Jaden Daniels, Jonathan Taylor. Luckily, Taylor didn't start or play, so I don't know what happened there. Honestly, he might have had me if he started anybody else. Yeah, actually, we would have tied if he started Algier. So, thankful. So, very good on that. Otherwise, his teams underperformed. My team didn't do amazing either. Kyler and Chuba Hubbard did fine. A.J. Brown did fine. Braylon Allen, it's useless at this point. I dropped him. Jaden Reed, good. Young Goku. So, we just had very good scorings, but we had a lot of bye weeks as well as injuries come up. So I feel still pretty good about this. Definitely close matchup though. This is a standard league, by the way, standard league, and this is like the big big 48-man league, where it's broken up in 12 different, 4 different divisions, 4 different fantasy leagues to then go off to a bigger bracket. Either way, in Keon we trust is up this week. He's 5-1. We are projected to beat him barely. So I told you I feel pretty good about Doggy Style. I feel less good about this because Derrick Henry, Devin Singletary, and George Kittle are 3 people I'm very, very scared about. But Kyron Williams, I think, is going to do really well against Las Vegas. I think Chuba Hubbard could still do well against Washington, depending on the score. A.J. Brown is going to be good. Amari Cooper is going to be on that offense. Hopefully, he gets involved. Tucker Kraft and Sam Laporta. I feel very, very good about all my players. I don't feel amazing about any of them, if that makes sense. The only thing I'm kind of debating is dropping Khalil Shakir for like I think Demario Douglas is still on the waivers or someone along those lines. I'm still debating on that one because I really want to get a more reliable receiver, especially since I have Amari Cooper. I already have Amari Cooper that represents Buffalo. Do I really need Khalil Shakir? But Ben helped me draft this league, and he's saying that we shouldn't. So I'm listening to him for now. We'll see. Cooper Kupp is expected to play, so I actually may sub out Tucker Kraft for motherfucking Cooper Kupp on my flex position because I have 2 tight ends on my flexes right now. I'm glad I have 2 great tight ends, by the way. It's great. Sam Laporta, I don't know. I think I will still start Sam Laporta. I guess depends on the injuries on the Packers offense, but both those are kind of up in the air. I think I'm going to start Sam Laporta, and I'm going to probably move up Cooper Kupp if he's guaranteed to be playing. Otherwise, I'll keep the lineup the way it is. I feel not great about it, though. I'll be honest. I know it looks favorable for me, but I don't feel great about a dub. Talking about some of the losses now I've taken, this is the Superflex League that I auto-drafted by accident, and I'm always stressing that very importantly because this is not the team I drafted, and our running back position is getting very, very weak very quickly. Chase the Dream, we can fall down to 1-5, and we are 11th in this league. Not great. Our quarterback is Deshaun Watson, Drake May, which you can show is not very, very good for us. Our running backs at this point is Tank Bigsby and Alexander Madison, who have okay upside, I guess. But then our receivers are loaded. Jamar Chase, Chris Olave is now gone. Calvin Ridley, Jamar Chase, or Justin Jefferson, Michael Pittman. We have great receivers, and even Morange is down on our depth chart. So is Jonathan Taylor, but all of them are fucking hurt. Jonathan Brooks IR. But this is just a slaughter week. We got killed this week, so I'm not even going to try to sugarcoat it. We do face the 12th best team in the league this week. And granted, his Broncos defense fucking killed me. This is going to feel great. So currently, he does have an advantage on us, so that's great to see. And yeah, Sam Darnold and Gibson, who could go off depending on Ramondre. Trey McBride could do well. Tyreek Hill could always do well. Russell Wilson's now starting again. Honest to God, I don't know how this is going to go. And he has good depth, honestly, or at least on the receiver. And honestly, this team probably shouldn't be as bad as he is. I'm going to be struggling. I'm going to be struggling to try to pick up a dub here. It's going to be something. So we'll see. I don't feel great about it considering he's already 8 points projected higher than me thanks to his fucking defense. Thank you, Broncos. I'm glad you won, but fuck yourself, man. At this point, I'm not giving up on this league, but man, it's not great. It's not great. Moving on to the Sigma Chi 10-man PPR league. The last one was half PPR, in case you're half PPR Superflex. I got destroyed in this league as well. It's pretty bad. I'm not going to lie. My team has been riddled in fucking injuries. This week, we pretty much had a set lineup here. Because Kareem Hunt was on bye. Justin Fields was not starting. Oh, I guess, yeah, I had Jordan Love. So I dropped Justin Fields at this point. Christian Kirk, I mean, he's my only kind of flex option. Wandale was hurt. Cooper Kupp was out on bye. Isaiah Pacheco was on bye and also injured. Jonathan Taylor, he's wasn't playing. So, like, we really were just down to Jordan Love, Travis Etienne, James Conner, blah, blah. We didn't even have a second running back. So even if I wanted to sub out Travis Etienne, I couldn't have. Unless I picked up somebody else. Our team just did horrible, and his team destroyed us. Jalen Hurts, Joe Mixon, DeAndre Swift, Chris Godwin, Trey McBride, all of them put up decent number of points. Even with MHJ not dropping anything, he still dropped 150 bombs. So this was a crazy week. I'm still 5th in the league, so I still feel very good about our later league upside. But I recognize I'm entering the playoffs as like a 4th or 3rd seed because we still have an undefeated guy in this league as well. So it's not looking great for me. We'll see how it pans out. I face off against one of the other kind of contenders right now on that 4th seed spot. So this is a really crucial win. I do have pretty good points for, but again, I feel actually really good about this week against him. I don't like any of his players. I'm okay with James Conner. I'm okay with Kareem Hunt. If Cooper Kupp plays, I feel great. Brock Bowers going to be great. Chuba, Malik Neighbors. I feel pretty good about my team overall, especially, gosh dang, Jonathan Taylor's out. Pacheco's out. Travis Etienne might as well be fucking not usable. Wandale and Christian Kirk are just hopeful options. Wandale is just there if Malik Neighbors doesn't play, and I'll probably end up dropping him eventually. Calvin Ridley, hopefully he gets better in the future. CeeDee Lamb's on the bye. It's not great in terms of injuries and performances for my players right now, but I feel very, very good about this league, so I'm not too exactly worried. Then we got Swift Justice, which I'm still somehow doing okay in this league, I think. I am 6th in the league, even though at 3-3, so we'll take it. I lost to a 4-2 team, so I mean he had Hurts, he had Flowers, Amon-Ra, and AJ Brown. I mean he did pretty damn good, and obviously with Chris Olave not doing well, Travis Etienne not doing well, there's only so much my team could do at 75 points total. It sucks, but oh well. You gotta take the things on the chin and move forward. This week, I'm starting Kyler Murray, George Pickens, Jordan Addison, Breece Hall, Tony Pollard, DeAndre Hopkins, James Cook, Chase McLaughlin, and Buffalo defense. I'm kind of struggling with that other receiver spot. I'm thinking about Demario Douglas actually over Hopkins. I don't know why Hopkins is right now starting because I'm not going to put Pittman in. Darnell, I'm just iffy about starting him ever. And Demario Douglas is probably going to be my main starter, but we'll see. Against his team, Jared Goff, Brandon Ayuk, Jaden Reed, Chuba. Wait, I thought I had Chuba. No, not in this league. I'm just an idiot. Chris Godwin, Malik Neighbors. I'll be honest, I'm probably going to take an L here. He's 5-1 for a reason, and he has great upside. He has fucking great upside. This is not a great league for me right now. I am struggling big time, and I need every win I can get, but is this really going to be a week I do? I mean, he even has Christian McCaffrey and Puka on IR slots. Gus Edwards is even, like, he has hurt team. He has a fucking hurt team, and his lineup is still, like, Brandon Ayuk and Jaden Reed as 2 receivers, Chuba and J.K. Dobbins as his running backs, and he has Chris Godwin and Malik Neighbors as his real 2 main receivers. It's insane. This team's actually really good. And granted, my team could put up points, but I just don't know if I feel confident in that. So we'll see. I think that's an L though for this half PPR league here. Moving on to super heavy into this league, it's also a half PPR league. I'm 8th in the league here. It's also not looking great. Again, having Zach Moss was not very good. Who else? Travis Etienne was also drafted in this league. This is a tough league, especially when Caleb Williams did well. Bijan Robinson's looking good. J.K. Dobbins looking good. I mean, Trey McBride. It's tough. It's tough when your opponent puts up 128 points, which is like 32 points total more, and you put up 40 less than you're supposed to. So it's tough. We'll move on to the next or this week, so we can kind of look at who my lineup is. I have Jackson, I have Chase, I have Metcalf, I have Chuba, Singletary, Kraft, Deontay Johnson, Tyler Bass. Deontay's probably not playing, so I got to figure out my flex option here. I guess I'll put in fucking Demario Douglas in this league too. That's kind of tough. That is really, really tough. Why is my defense not loaded? So actually, I have a better chance here. Just didn't load my Buffalo defense for some reason, so I got to change that. I have good depth. I have really good depth. I just don't have a lot of slots, so I don't really utilize them very often. Deontay Johnson's probably not playing if hurt, so I probably end up putting Zach Moss in against Cleveland. Oh, that's tough. Maybe I do put Demario Douglas in. I think I put Demario in. And his team, Jordan Love, Christian Kirk, Tank Dell, Breece Hall, Devon Achane, Tank Bigsby, Kate on. I feel very good about this week. Let this be known. I feel very good about this matchup. But holy crap. Also at the same time, I'm looking at Breece Hall, and he nearly killed me last week in doggy style. So, like, Jordan Love is also good. So, I don't know. This is going to be an interesting game, but I think I can kind of stick in this. He's the 9th overall guy, so got to stay in the game here. Stay in the game. Moving on to the next Yahoo is a 12-man PPR league. I did extremely awesome. I have Josh Allen, Terry McLaurin, Wandale, Jerry Jeudy, whose stock just went up so much. Breece Hall, DeAndre Swift, Trey McBride, Bucky Irving, McFarburn, and Philadelphia Eagles defense. I mean, he had a good team as well, but he's 0-6 as well. Roma Dunze, Joe Burrow, Amon-Ra, Hopkins, Rachaad White. He doesn't have the depth is really what really throw to him. He just really is kind of out of this league completely. Meanwhile, I'm still fighting. I'm in 8th spot right now. I face off against Jackson. Sutton already played, so I already feel great about that. Jameson Williams could put up a good amount of points, but a lot of these guys are very good, very low floor plays. So I'm not too extremely nervous about it because I feel very good about my lineup. Bucky Irvin's the only kind of player I'm kind of debating about. I could put Calvin Ridley in. I could put Zach Moss in. I could put Demario Douglas in. As you see, Demario Douglas was a big pickup for me. So that's good. Otherwise, I might bank on Calvin Ridley. I might, but at the same time, it's hard not to put Demario Douglas in. I don't want to put Demario Douglas in every one of these leagues, but maybe in this league because it's way safer for me. I'm right now projected 25 points more. I have very good players. But Bucky Irvin against Baltimore is actually, in hindsight, not a great pick. Unless Rachaad White doesn't play. I guess I didn't think about that. If Rachaad White didn't play, then I'll probably definitely do that. Then we got a 16-man standard league. I won this week, so I felt damn good about it. He had Jaden Daniels too, but he just didn't have very good floor plays. Marvin Harrison Jr. didn't do much. Tajay Spears didn't do much. All my players did decently well to some extent. Except Justice Hill didn't do very, very well at all. I was really carried by Bijan and Debo. So thank you guys for helping me get to the 100-point club. I think this is the first time I hit 100 points, so that's actually damn good. I am first in this league as well. I am the number 1 seed in this league, so that's very, very cool. I'm projected to win by a landslide because he had the kicker from New Orleans who didn't do amazing. I face off against Kyler Hasty, who's a New England running back who's probably not going to do anything. Tyler Goodson, probably not going to do much against Miami. He might do a little bit, but who knows. Demario Douglas, Brandon Ayuk, Tucker Kraft, Jordan Whittington. He has very, very low floor. He is very low floor, which I don't feel good. Now, granted, his Keith Mitchell, Jonathan Brooks, Nico Collins, CeeDee Lamb. So his team's not that bad, and Justin Herbert even. But he just didn't. He's 3-3. He's just not getting good weeks. And so this week, I'm starting Andy Dalton against Washington. I feel better about that than Sam Darnold against the Detroit. Even without Aiden Hutchinson, I still feel nervous about that, so you never know how a bye week goes. Devin Singletary, I probably should accept the cookies here. Accept some cookies. Devin Singletary, I feel okay starting still, because I don't have very many running backs in this league, so I feel okay. Bijan, still going to be starting no matter what. Deontay, if he plays, I'll start. Debo, same case, he's in to start. Jordan Addison, same case there. Kincaid, he's my only tight end. Jake Elliott, Falcons defense. Feel pretty good across the board on that one. The only person I can really start is Rachaad White or Ladd McConkey over Deontay, depending on the flex. I can be flexing. If all those players are somehow out, who do I start between Clyde, Justice Hill, and Kendrick Bourne? The answer is probably Justice Hill. But man, none of those guys feel good. But also the depth, like in general, doesn't feel good. There's not really much I can do here in terms of overall people I can pick up. Quarterback-wise, there's like 3 guys. Running back-wise, there's Samaje Perine as the main guy there, Deontay Foreman, but he now has Nick Chubb to compete with. None of these running backs are worth picking up at the moment. Wide receiver-wise, DeMarcus Robinson for one more week, depending on if Cooper Kupp plays. Duvon Bailey, actually, he already played. I don't even know what time. Well, how many points did he get? How many points did he get? Is he worth kind of like... No, he got 7. Come on. It's a standard league, motherfucker. It's a fucking standard league. Joshua Palmer could be a very interesting pickup because he hasn't really played. Oh, no, he has played. I thought he's been sitting out a little bit. Maybe he was just hurt for a little bit. There's no one good pickup here. Tim Patrick had one good week. He's not going to continue that. So, like, I have just investment plays and really I'm relying on my starters. I'm 5-1, so I feel pretty good about it. But also, it's very, very weird. We're pretty much closing at 20 minutes here. I feel good about this league as well. I actually feel like this is going to be a 6-2 type week, where I might take an L in my Superflex league and that one Yahoo Fantasy league that I'm like struggling in. So like, those are the 2 main ones. But otherwise, I'm still not out of the playoffs by any stretch of imagination. I've debated some moves. Probably in doggy style, I probably killed my momentum to do any moves here. But depending on how things go, maybe I can get back in the trade game here. I don't feel like I'm going to do a trade in King of the Cup right now. Chase the Dream, I might be desperate enough. If I lose one more week, I have to just go for a Hail Mary play of some sort. In this league, I probably won't make a trade just because all the guys are idiots and I don't feel like abusing that. I might make a trade in one of the Yahoo fantasy leagues as well. I mean, I have some trade capital, but not a whole lot. In this league, there's almost no way you're getting a trade done unless you're just picking on like a player that's not who's not doing very, very well. So we'll see, but that is the video here today. Hope y'all do enjoy. Tune in early tomorrow morning when I'm doing power rankings video. I'll upload that later tonight. See y'all in the next one. Peace out.